So, in case you missed it, the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability had a hearing today on UAPs, otherwise known as UFOs. So here's a quick overview of everything that happened, and I'll make sure to give my personal thoughts on the matter at the end. So, 3 witnesses testified today before Congress. David Grush, former Air Force officer and member of the U.S. Department of Defense UAP Task Force, but he's more commonly known as the UFO whistleblower, former commanding Navy officer Commander David Fravor, and executive director of American for Safe Aerospace Ryan Graves. Each witness detailed specific accounts of their separate interactions and first-hand sightings of UAPs over the last decade. Commander David Fravor described 2 white tic-tac-like objects that would quickly descend and ascend from 80,000 feet to 20,000 feet back and forth, as well as rapidly darting side to side over the waters off of the coast of San Diego. Ryan Graves described his multiple sightings of a giant red rectangle about the size of a football field hovering over the waters off of Virginia Beach, as well as multiple sightings of square objects encased within a clear sphere. David Grush expanded on his information that he has already released and gave further context on his statements of leaked information about the U.S. government knowingly concealing information about alien crafts, the existence of intelligent alien life, as well as the U.S. government's active alien spacecraft retrieval program that has been in operation for decades that is both retrieving alien objects as well as attempting to reverse engineer them. Each witness expressed to Congress a common national security concern, and they also gave accounts of silencing efforts either through intentional lack of briefings or threats of violence as retaliation for coming forward about this secret information by members within the U.S. government. Each witness called for increased transparency on these sightings, as well as expressing a need for detailed information to be given to the public about these UAPs, as long as any information given doesn't reveal vulnerabilities in national security. And while these accounts have mostly been presented before, this congressional hearing adds a level of legitimacy to the discussion of whether or not UAPs or aliens are real and whether their existence is being covered up. But while this all may sound exciting to those who want to see this as definitive proof for aliens, I want you to remember that this is really nothing more than just testimonies. These claims still need to be sufficiently looked into, and getting Congress involved will hopefully help bring more light to whether or not these claims are legitimate. And keep in mind, there will be a lot of headlines that you'll see about this, and many of these headlines will immediately assert aliens as the explanation for these UAP sightings. They'll state it all as completely factual, even though there's a lot of questions that we still have to answer, and those articles, in my opinion, are being very irresponsible. The truth is, we are still very unsure about all this, so it's good to maintain a healthy amount of skepticism with these claims until more definitive evidence and proof is provided or uncovered. And as of right now, as far as I'm concerned, there are 4 distinct possibilities with some variation between these 4. The first is that all of these accounts and witnesses are completely full of it, and none of this is factual or accurate, which can be pretty upsetting to most, as this made it all the way to a congressional hearing. The second is that it's true, the governments have been actively hiding the existence of alien life and spacecraft for decades, which will understandably be quite upsetting for a lot of people. Third is that the US government and those observing these UAP sightings genuinely have absolutely no clue what they are, which I would argue is the most terrifying option. Just imagine the concept of something being able to come to you, but you can't go to it. To a lot of people, that would evoke a pretty unsettling and vulnerable feeling. The fourth is that the government is simply saying that they have an alien retrieval program as a way to funnel in billions of dollars of funding free from an oversight and accountability committee, and the whole alien narrative is just a trick. But needless to say, this is a very exciting, mysterious, and interesting time to be alive, as we may be pretty close to finding out the answer humanity has been seeking. Are we truly alone in the universe?